Ranger Rick Treasury by Jennifer Bove. I wish I was a polar bear. What if you wished you were a polar bear? Then you became a polar bear cub. Could you eat like a polar bear, play like a polar bear, grow up with a polar bear mom? And would you want to? Find out. Where would you live? Polar bears live near the North Pole in a region called the Arctic. The Arctic is a cold, dry place. Arctic land has very few trees. It is called tundra. The sea is frozen most of the year. Would you like to live in a land with lots of ice? What would your family be like? Polar bear families are small. Most families have one mother bear and 2 cubs. Fathers and other polar bears do not live with a family. Adult polar bears spend most of their time alone. A mother polar bear digs a den in the snow. She crawls inside to give birth. Falling snow covers the den opening. Newborn cubs cuddle with their mom. They drink her milk and grow bigger. In the spring, the mother bear digs a hole out of the deep snow. The cubs see the snowy Arctic for the first time. It's time to explore and learn to be a polar bear. Do you ever explore your neighborhood? How would you learn to be a cub? Like other young animals, polar bear cubs learn by playing. Wrestling helps them learn to protect themselves and their food from other bears. Polar bears have no enemies except other polar bears. Cubs must learn to fight in case they need to defend themselves. Polar bear cubs also learn by watching their mother. They copy everything she does. What have you learned from watching a grown-up? Cubs follow their mother when she hunts. The cubs learn to swim by hopping in and out of the icy sea like their mom. What would you eat? Polar bears are carnivores. That means they eat only meat. Their favorite food is seal meat. Polar bears hunt for seals on the sea ice. How would you talk? Polar bears are usually quiet. They touch noses to say hi. Cubs wag their heads from side to side to say, let's play. When a polar bear is upset, it may growl, roar, or chuff. A chuff is a loud puff of breath to say, stay away. Where would you sleep? Polar bears nap often, but they don't have beds. Sleepy polar bears lie down on the cold snow and snooze. Would you want to nap on the snow? How would growing up change you? Polar bears stay with their mother for about 3 years. By then, they become big bears. They are ready to leave their mom and live on their own. Adult bears live by themselves. They travel, hunt, and sleep alone. They aren't lonely, though. A quiet life in the Arctic is perfect for a polar bear. Being a polar bear could be cool. In fact, it would be cold. Do you want to live in the Arctic? Eat seal meat? Dive into icy water? Luckily, you don't have to. You're not a polar bear. You're you. Did you know? Polar bears are great swimmers. The longest polar bear swim on record was 426 miles. Polar bear cubs weigh about a pound at birth. Adult polar bears can weigh more than 1,000 pounds. Polar bears are the largest land carnivores on Earth. Adult polar bears have nearly 5 inches of fat under their skin. The special layer of fat is called blubber. The blubber keeps polar bears warm in one of the coldest places on Earth.